It is vital, very significant, very, very. You can do without it under no circumstance. Can we without it? No matter how we try to avoid it, it is all around us. It saturates us. It is an integral part of our existence. It's called information. Whether we like it or not, we can never ever do without it. Even in the next war, we will stay face it. Good morning and thank you that you join us. Yes, good afternoon that you join us for King's Local Daily on King's 88.5 on the second day of June 2025. I'm Sam Andrews. These are the papers we've got in on King's Local Daily. Women Voices, the Liberian investigator in pursuit of truth and integrity. Front page Africa, Oracle News Daily, reporting the truth to you. The Liberian, that's the independent, Liberia's most investigative newspaper. The news, the nation's news since 1989. The Inquirer, Verity News, pro Unity Party, pro government newspaper, the authoritative heritage, and hot pepper, always reporting it hot. We start with the Women Voices newspaper, front page. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Liberia's former foreign affairs minister reacts to Speaker Cohn's LCC honor. That's the lead story of the Women Voices newspaper. It's a disgrace. Liberia's former foreign affairs minister reacts to Speaker Cohn's LCC honor. She is former foreign minister Olibanki King Akerele, terming the award given to Speaker Richard Cohen as a disgrace, national disgrace. Never before has the country witnessed such from the Liberal Council of Churches that has become a political organization dancing on the lap of the government and President Joseph Yuma Boakai. Given the shame attached to receiving the award, Speaker Cohen himself did not go there because of the disgrace associated with it. Instead, he chose to send Representative James Collet, who went and received it. He too wasn't that happy. You could not see any joy on his face. That's the lead story of the Women Voices newspaper. It's a disgrace. Liberia's former foreign affairs minister reacts to Speaker Cohn's LCC award. LCC is the Liberia Council of Churches, headed by Baptist prelate or Baptist preacher Samuel Reeves, who ran to be vice president of Liberia with Dr. Miles Jones and did not win. Beyond that, he has held and continued to hold several political positions. Right now, the council is divided. Some are calling for him to step down and concentrate on his political ambition. The footnote story front page. It's a moment of national pride. Liberia celebrates imminent triumph as United Nations Security Council election takes place tomorrow. There's this overwhelming joy that Liberia will get this seat. My understanding is that nobody is running, no country is competing against Liberia, so it's going to be a free ballot or white ballot. That's what I learned. So you can see why the foreign minister and every other body or person happy. If that is true, then it means that they have every reason to celebrate because they are going unopposed. Not necessarily that they did their work well, but given the little of no importance of that seat, why it is called non-permanent. The back page of the Women Voices newspaper, IFL, will rise or raise its advocacy if a president assures as the association inducts its leadership. IFL is the Association of Female Lawyers of Liberia. They've gone cold. 6 years ago, they were picking up every woman case. They were releasing press releases. They were moving on various talk shows. They were highlighting the excesses of the government then. Today, IFL has gone to bed. Lost. Deputy Chief Clerk is dead after brief illness. Reduce large gatherings. MPhil urges as Liberia activate mpox cases increase to 69. House investigates fake medical credential scandal. Gender Minister urges support for dairy PX. That will be doing it for the Women Voices newspaper, which is out today for $40 Liberian. A copy of this paper you must have. It's compulsory so that you have the detail of the lead story. It's a disgrace. Liberia's foreign affairs minister, former foreign affairs minister, Olubaki King Akerele, reacts to Speaker Combs' Liberia Council of Churches honor. Next up on King's Local Daily is the Liberian investigator in pursuit of truth and integrity. Front page. Forfeiting moral authority. Liberia Council of Churches slam for honoring controversial speaker. Critics accusing the once revered religious body of legitimizing political illegality and rewarding impunity from the halls of the church through the chambers of civil society. Voices across Liberia say the Liberia Council of Churches has not only betrayed its prophetic, but has also eroded itself of its moral authority. The lead story of the Liberia Investigator. You want to get a copy. Forfeiting moral authority. Liberia Council of Churches slam for honoring controversial speaker. The back page is all sports. SKD Sports Complex turned into car wash sport and made flooding. New Crew Town wins LFA Lone Star MTN under 17 championship. You ought to get a copy if you haven't yet of the Liberia Investigative newspaper. It is in compulsory. I instruct that you reach out to any one of the vendors to get a copy so that you have the full understanding of what unfolded over the weekend. It was very awful, very shameful, very disgraceful. Liberia Council of Churches has now turned into a political civil society to be honoring for money. Just reach out to any one of the vendors and ask them or tell them to give you the Liberian investigator. It's just 50 Liberian dollars. 50, small money. Next up is Front Page Africa. Uniting for Liberia. Government, opposition, and citizens join forces ahead of crucial UN Security Council vote. The photograph of scores of Liberian leaders on the front page. Who's misleading? JNB and CBL. CBL repeated delays and refusal to enforce mobile money regulations raises concern. Senate laments as foreign stakeholders or shareholders meet quietly with President Buakai. The back page of Front Page Africa newspaper. Liberia set to host 22nd African Road Maintenance Funds Assembly. Front Page Africa is out for 40, no more, no less, 40 Liberian dollars. Reach out to any one of the vendors wherever you are, in your office, in your car, working by line, whatever you are doing. Get a copy of Front Page Africa newspaper, credible, reliable. You want to do business with them, I recommend. The paper is out for only 40 Liberian dollars. Where do we go next on King's Local Daily? Kings 88.5, your radio vendor. Oracle News Daily, reporting the truth to you. Front page, returning to the UN Security Council. Liberia 24 hours away from pivotal vote that will place nation amongst global power. The same wave, the United Nations Security Council hall hovering, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sarah Besloyanti, Liberia's President Joseph Yuma Boakai, and the doyen of Liberian politics, former Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, are all on the front page. The back page of the Oracle News Daily. Methodist Church demands justice for Ganta Hospital attack. A Liberian health specialist survives attack. The Oracle News Daily newspaper, reporting the truth to you, is out for 40 Liberian dollars. No more, no less. You want to get a copy? I recommend you do, and you ought to. Not a choice, not a privilege, but an obligation if you are to be informed. Wherever you are watching from and listening, it's King's Local Daily, King's 88.5. We are transmitting from Central Morovia, Randall and Front Streets, adjacent the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation. Today is Monday, the second day of June 2025. 15 minutes after 12 o'clock. Liberia's most investigative newspaper, The Independent. It's next up. This is the lead story of The Independent newspaper. Not for runway as private jet. Technical problem scares Liberians. Not for runway as private jet. Technical problem scares Liberians. What the paper simply means by this headline, which you need to get a copy, I recommend that you do. The excuse given by the airport authority that because of pop holes, President Buakaya plane, jet plane tire burst. The paper is saying from its investigation, it cannot be attributed to poor runway. That is a lie, but rather technical problem from the plane itself. Oh yes, but didn't AB Williams say it on his show? He raised that issue before anybody could even think about it, that it was not possible that the runway could have that problem, but rather the plane itself. Certainly. And now the paper is reporting the same, just as AB said. It is not because of the runway, but the plane itself. Not for runway, as private jet technical problem scares Liberians. This sub lead story front page, Independent, Liberia's most investigative newspaper. No, please, with ECOWAS for Liberia United Nations Security Council election. He's on the front page after he was tortured politically and intellectually subdued by the government. He's now in their camp. The back page of The Independent, UK hails Liberia's democratic gains as Ambassador Kennedy presents letters of credence to King Charles III. MRU Road Project set to boost trade. Secu Court slams United Methodist Church as Global Methodist Church threatens to rename all Ganta UMC district properties. What is happening in Liberia? The church is in crisis. Christianity is in crisis. Liberia Council of Churches that should be serving as the melting pot to reconcile has gone political too, feeding on the crumbs of the politicians. The Independent is out for 50 Liberian dollars. You want to get a copy from any one of the vendors, just reach out to any one of them and tell them, hand me The Independent newspaper. If you are unable, as per your location, well, you need not bother. Your radio vendor, Kings 88.5, has brought the paper to you. The nation's news since 1989 is up next on King's Local Daily. Corruption reported at Monrovia City Corporation. Financial Intelligence Agency investigates city mayor Siafa. And one of the die-hard Unity Party members, Quinn Johnson, came out in a podcast exposing everything, quoting him as saying that he is not a UPS, he bought the job. He gave money to Unity Party people to give him the job. So nobody should blame him. Sharp increase in mpox infections as 69 active cases reported. Full-scale probe needed in scare landing on Buaka's jet. Former True Wing stand-up bearer asserts full-scale probe. Probe is investigation. Full probe scale, yes, probe needed in scare landing of Buaka's jet. The back page of the news. Taxi driver boosted in LD, Liberian dollar 857K narcotic smuggling. LE, RC goes digital. War Crimes Code Office, Foster Strama Healing, Reconciliation. The news. The Nation's News, one of the credible, reliable, forever on the newsstand newspapers, is out to for 40 Liberian dollars. Get a copy. One of the Doyen newspapers. These are credible papers. You want to do business with them from Page Africa, Independent, The News, The Inquirer. Oh, yes, all of these papers are just credible. So we learn on another Doyen newspaper, The Inquirer. This is the lead story of the Inquirer newspaper. Uniting in fight against terrorism. All party Indian delegation in Liberia. Other stories, the front page. UN Women Country Representative hails AFEL's role in championing women's rights. AFEL is the Association of Female Lawyers of Liberia. LTA leads government national health insurance scheme. GFK Medical Center resumes dialysis services. The back page of the Doyen Inquirer newspaper. CJ Yo, that's Chief Justice. CJ Yo warns female lawyers commit to women, children's rights. Superintendent Yensua, Dr. Hillers meet Buakai on Sapo National Park Protection. The Doyen Inquirer newspaper that been around for record ages, withstood the test of time and stay withstanding. It's out today for 40 Liberian dollars. 40 Liberian dollars. You want to get a copy, please do, from any one of the vendors. This paper is credible, reliable, reputable. You want to do business with them, and you ought to do. I recommend because I know them. They've been around for very long, surviving all the odds. Where do we go next? Is the 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 authoritative heritage, another credible newspaper, reputable, authentic, reliable. They've been around for record ages too. So they are in the category of the Doyen newspapers on the newsstand. If you don't have the heritage newspaper, then you have not received any paper. Your day is incomplete. So before I'm done with the heritage newspaper, you must have a copy from any one of the vendors. Front page, GOL to launch free national health insurance, LTA to lead exercise. The photographs of President Joseph Yuma Parker, LTA officials, and the partners having signed the Memorandum of Understanding. Ansela Metal, Liberia, or the paper is asking, is ArcelorMittal Liberia above the law, or is the government enabling corporate abuse? Liberian pilgrim dies in Medina, laid to rest after Juma prayers. The back page of the Heritage. Kun calls for peace at Nancy Dole's home, donates 2,000 as Grand Jida lawmakers rally. 69 active import cases confirmed, but no death recorded. Liberian dollars 2.1 million and US 21,000 vanished in shocking financial fraud at that's the Morovia City Corporation. Who's the doer? Liberian dollars 2.1 million and United States dollars 21,000 gone missing at the Morovia City Corporation, where John Siafa is the head of that institution. One of those who boasted that corruption would not have any place under his reign. The authoritative heritage newspaper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. 40. Only 40. No more. 40. please reach out to any one of the vendors so that you get a copy of the authoritative heritage newspaper with these intriguing stories. The back lead also very interesting. VP Coon calls for peace at Nancy Doe's home. Donate 2,000 United States dollars as grand jury lawmakers rally. What a mockery it is. But you will get more of that on Real Talk. She was alive. They did not give money, but she's dead. And then they throw money over her dead body. Politicize it. Liberia culture is so damning. They said George Weah Rain did nothing for her, but Joseph Iman Boaka, 1 year, 7 months in power, she lived up to that time. They did not show any concern, neither gave a dime. But over her dead body, they rally. Vice President will get 2,000, 2,000. Oh yes, maybe 2,000 could bring her or can bring her back to life. Let's run through the pro-Unity Party newspaper, pro-government newspaper, and then we take the hot pepper. We are out. Wrongful dismissal. Habel Supermarket accused of labor abuse. That's the lead story of pro-Unity Party, pro-government newspaper. Wrongful dismissal. Habel Supermarket accused of bad labor abuse or labor practice. The back page. Ghost employees on payroll at MCC. Ghost employees on payroll at MCC. Information has it that he brought most of the people from his printing press into MCC. Yesterday it was wrong. They brought Boaka as the Messiah. They're doing the same thing to him to bring him down. MME shuts down Horin Mining Company. And the other story is sports. PSG wins Champions League title for the first time. Yes, it was the dullest, if that is a word, dullest final that the world has ever witnessed. 5-0, one-sided. It's like PSG was practicing amongst itself. So let's go with the In Profile Daily and the hot pepper. We out. Lead story, In Profile Daily. Liberia to host 22nd African Road Maintenance Fund Assembly. LAC, AAC rejects same-sex marriage of the United Methodist Church. OWEC fears increased threats. George Weah, former Liberian president, endorses Liberia's bid for United Nations Security Council seat. The back page of the In Profile. Fake medical academic credentials under spotlight. Liberia's tax expenditure to be probed. Nationwide alien work permit audit commences today. The In Profile Daily is 40, only 40 Liberian dollars sold for. The last but not the least, and then we zoom out on King's Local Daily, hot pepper. Lead story. Mpox cases increased to 69 with no death. VP Coon extends heartfelt condolences to Doe's family over the death of former First Lady Nancy Doe. They went there to score political capital, but that's not how you score political capital. You never ever score political capital over dead body. RIA resumes full operation following aircraft incident. Nimba superintendent appoints Beer Garden Hotel CEO to stir 2025-2026 Counting meat. The back page of The Hot Pepper. And then we out. President Bouaga orders Justice Minister to get illegal miners out of Sapo National Park. Representative Williams pledges support for Botard's budgetary increase after taxpayer education campaigns in Southeast. Nimba Kwadu, Batnasville branch elects new corps of officers. The Hot Pepper newspaper, always reporting it hot. We too belong 40, only 40 Liberian dollars. Thank you ever so much. That's all the time we've got for King's Local Daily on King's 88.5. We're back tomorrow. Please join us if you can. But then at 1 is King's Newsroom. Latest development unfolding from within Liberia and out. You want to join us for that. And at 3, Real Talk. I'm Sam Andrews.